Hello and welcome to the Daily Mill for Tuesday, 3rd of September 2024. In today's Millwall news, obviously, this week is international break. We all hate it. It's come too soon, but you know what it is what it is. So we're going to probably be a bit light on the news this week, but we do have the Loan Watch, which is a bit puzzling to me. You'll see in a minute why. So this is from millfc.co.uk. Late weekend drama for Lions loanees. Mill's two loanees experienced late emotion of different kinds last weekend. For Kamal Grant and Bromley, there was heartbreak as they hosted Crewe Alexandria in a Sky Bet League 2 encounter at Hayes Lane. Lewis Lee netted an early goal for the Ravens, but they could not hold out as Mickey Dimitriou's a leveller 7 minutes from time was added to by Chris Long's winner 2 minutes into stoppage time as the Alex took all 3 points. Elsewhere, Kevin Nisbet was the hero for Aberdeen as he scored the winning goal 8 minutes into the second half injury time at Ross County in the Cinch Premiership. And they have upcoming fixtures. As you can see, they put Zian Flemming on there. And I'm scratching my head. I know technically he's on loan. Technically, that's technically true. The most banal form of being true. But if there's an obligation to buy, then he's not. The idea of this feature is that we started loaning out a lot of our youth players, and it was an idea we could keep an eye on them and see how well they're doing. So that player scored, oh, there's a game, there's a Millwall youth who's on loan at a game, I won't go to it, that kind of thing. But now we have obviously Kevin Nisbet who spat the dummy out and wanted to go back to Scotland, although he's only on loan. I imagine after the loan they'll try and sell him, but he could come back. It's not guaranteed that he'll leave. I imagine, especially if Neil Harris isn't here, maybe he does come back. So it's not beyond the realms. But Zian Flemming, how is he gonna? What's the way that he can come back? Now there was an obligation to buy in the contract that we're told. Obviously, we can't see the contract. We don't know. It did take quite a long time to get things going, and then they decided to do the loan and not go for the straight transfer. So are there any ways to eject out of the obligation to buy? I imagine there'll be some quite normal standard ones, like if Zian Flemming sadly passes away, obviously they're not going to have to, I doubt that they have to pay 7 million. I imagine since that guy, sorry, I forgot his name, but Emilio or something like that, was it from Nice to Cardiff? Since that guy died in that plane crash, I imagine all of these things have a get out clause. If the person in the contract dies, that money's not getting paid. What else could there be? Maybe Zian Flemming says no. So you could go on loan and say, yeah, I don't really like it here, and then push a red button and the deal gets cancelled. Like, what are we doing here? I understand, like, this isn't like, if Zian Flemming is 100% or 99.9% not going to be coming back, he shouldn't be featured in the Loan Watch. That's not what it's about. Obviously, Kevin Nisbet, he could come back, so yeah, not too sure about that. Not only that, but he's playing in the same league as us, so we're gonna see it anyway. Like, we're gonna know about it, especially like this Leeds United they've got the next game Saturday, so it's not like we're not gonna hear about it. So yeah, that's a bit of a weird one. And moving on to this, which is from EFL's Facebook page. The 3 Millwall players made the EFL Team of the Week in the Championship. They didn't make the full EFL Team of the Week across 3 leagues. We've got Jake Cooper, we've got Casper Norm, we've got Josh Coburn. All 3 of them made the EFL Championship Team of the Week. This is the overall Team of the Week, and they didn't make that. And there's a formation change to 3-5-2. So there you go. Now, moving on to this, also from millfc.co.uk. New stadium tour dates on sale. A new batch of stadium tour dates are now on sale. Step into Millwall history. Experience the magic within, walk the path many lions and legends have taken, and feel the passion in SC16 on our 1 hour guided tour. The Den is one of the most iconic football stadiums in London, making it the perfect place to learn all about the colourful history and heritage of Millwall Football Club. The guided tour will start in the Executive Lounge before stopping off at various different locations in the stadium, such as the Director's Box, the Press Area and the Paul Jiggins Media Suite. The tour is rounded off by taking the players' walk from the dressing room through to the tunnel and out to the dugouts. The experience cannot end without making sure you grab a picture next to Neil Harris's seat. And the tour dates are Wednesday the 18th of September at 1 p.m, Wednesday the 25th of September at 1 p.m, and Saturday the 28th of September 10:30 a.m. Preston North End pre-match tour. So interestingly, so obviously where we've got the early kickoff against Luton, that's probably screwed up the plans that they normally have to do a pre-match tour, because that's the kickoff at Luton, at home to Luton, is 12:30, so that's messed up their plans. Interestingly, they've decided to do a tour which kind of makes sense during the coffee mornings. They do the coffee morning. Well, I imagine the coffee morning still going on at 1 p.m. I think does it end at 1 p.m? It's 10 to 1, isn't it? So yeah, so they've decided to add it onto that, which kind of makes sense. So there you go. And these are the prices: £15 for adults, £10 for concessions if you're not a season ticket holder. If you are a season ticket holder, it's £13 for adults, £8 for concessions, £6 for children. There are junior tours that they do that are specifically framed around children, and that obviously none of them are above, so we're not really going to mention that, and we're just going to move on. Now, talking about tours, obviously international break. I don't know if I mentioned this previously on the channel. I don't know if you remember this, the Millwall FC History and Heritage Walking Tour, 25 years on the Isle of Dog. It's a tour that goes around on the Isle of Dogs, and it goes, because we had numerous grounds on the Isle of Dogs. I think maybe 4 or 5 different grounds we were moving around all the time, because no one likes us and they don't want us there, or however it goes, you know what I mean. But the one this Saturday has sold out. It sold out quite a while ago, but they've added another date. This is from eventbrite.co.uk. So Eventbrite. If you go onto eventbrite.co.uk and you search for Millwall, this might be one of the main ones that shows up. This is for the next international break. So if you want to do something Millwall related during the international break, take a tour. Take this tour, Saturday the 12th of October. It's £12 a ticket. And I think they give you some stuff. We'll read through this, see what they do. So have you walked the walk yet? Why not do it during the next international break? Come and join us on our 10th Out of the Blue event, a special trip back in time to discover all of the key highlights of our famous old football club's early existence on the Isle of Dogs from 1885 to 1910. Discover the very place where we were founded, the pub culture instilled from day one, the workplaces of our fan base, our club headquarters, plus all 4 sites of our very first football grounds in that 25 years time space before we moved across the river. This is a history and heritage tour which explores Millwall's life on the Isle of Dogs, the early days, the rapid progress, the highs and the lows of the once leading light of London football. Learn how an amazing FA Cup run led to our old nickname Dockers, which led to us being known as the Lions. The Isle of Dogs has an interesting history too, which is interwoven into the fabric of our DNA. You'll hear some myths debunked, some less known secrets, plus plenty of amusing anecdotes to keep you smiling. I think one of the myths, I remember this properly. I haven't taken this tour, by the way, and I'm not being sponsored or whatever by this. This is just interesting stuff that's Millwall related that I'm showing to you, because there's no actual Millwall news rather than the first team or the under 21s. So A lot of people say we were founded by jam makers. That is not true, I believe. I believe that they were just tinsmiths and they made canned food. And I think one of the things that they did can was jam. And I believe jam did used to come in a can. And it's in that World War II movie. Is it called Open Glory? Where they find a can of jam. Although that was a German, then they found it from the German, and the father didn't want to eat it because he was German. So maybe that's a German thing. So I'm not too sure about that, but yeah, they weren't jam makers. They made canned food. So there you go. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they'll tell you on this thing. We finish in a pub, which was our previous headquarters, and have a quiz with prizes, which is always great fun. Anyone who walks the walk will also receive a souvenir booklet, and if you join us on this tour, we shall endeavour to provide you with both a memorable London tour experience, but also a unique insight into the history and heritage of Millwall Football Club. And some notable people have taken this tour. Jeff Burnage, who was the former club chairman, still seen around the ground all the time. Brian King, former goalkeeper. Mickey Simpson, you may know him from the Millwall podcast. Adrian Wisson, who's the kit man. I think now he sadly had a lung transplant. Now he's the assistant kit man to his son, which is interesting. Stan Godwin and others, many others. You can see the testimonies here. It just keeps getting longer and longer and longer. And I think the photos as well. They put the new photos on. It's got the old photos, and then they got a lot of new photos. So you can see these are the early ones. The groups are quite small, and we go down. We'll just flick through these. So yeah, I think this is, look, you see here, by workers from the jam factory, but they worked making the cans for the jam, I believe. They didn't actually make the jam. So you can see here, look, I think this is a new one. Look how many people there now. More and more people turning up. Tons and tons of people. Growing and growing and growing. So yeah, if you wanted to get this for the next international break, because the current one is sold out, if we go back up to the top, it is on, if you didn't know, it is on, where is it? Where's the date? The 12th of October, Saturday the 12th of October, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. And they start at West India Quay, which is a DLR station, which is just along from Canary Wharf. So there you go. This content from Daily Mill is also available on Spotify. And on that note, thank you for watching or listening, and goodbye.